Horsham area, and we have a pretty progressive representative running in our
I'm
area.
sorry, wait, Sean, where are you from? What area?
Horsham, which is outside Philadelphia.
Okay.
Philadelphia suburbs.
Yep.
And we have a really good progressive running who's going to be replacing Alvin Schwartz's seat, who's running for Pennsylvania governor. But as an outsider looking at the de Blasio race with the campaign he ran, I feel pretty good as a progressive. It seems like it's going to reinvigorate some hope because he's running for such a high-profile seat in a city that has Wall Street there, and that he's not embarrassed to run like an actual progressive campaign. And I think that, like, what are your thoughts on that, and how it could inspire other progressives or progressive movements across the country for stuff like mandatory sick pay days, like that type of stuff that we've been seeing?
Yeah, I mean, I'll let you go and I'll answer it. I mean, I think, look, it remains to be seen what Bill de Blasio is going to do. But I do think it's, for me, it's more encouraging as a measure of where sentiment lies, and the awareness that that people, at least in New York, have. I mean, look, this city has an incredible amount of income disparity, unrivaled in at least maybe the past 100 years in this city, and 90 years. Let's not quibble, and so I think that I don't know to what extent this will influence the way that other officials run in other parts of the country. But I hope it is a bellwether. I mean, look, frankly, I haven't seen anybody ask this question, but I gotta wonder, like, what is Chuck Schumer? What is Chuck Schumer feeling about this on some level? I mean, in many respects, in my mind, this guy represents a lot of Wall Street interests. I wonder what Governor Cuomo now thinks about this, because, he has not necessarily been the most aggressive economic populist or progressive. I mean, I wonder what indication this sends to New York politicians first. I mean, I think if there is any, if there's going to be any impact or effect in the wake of de Blasio's victory in the way that he ran, regardless of, we don't know. And I think people should always maintain a healthy dose of skepticism about our politicians. It would happen in New York, and then perhaps maybe that becomes more of we'll have more influence nationally as it plays out in New York. But it's encouraging, and I'm happy to see it. I mean, de Blasio did quite well in all sectors of the city. And was competitive amongst, New York's an incredibly, taken as all five boroughs, a very diverse place. And he did well with all groups of people in the city. And so that's encouraging. And we'll see. Again, I'm really disappointed about Spitzer's loss. He did, and just as a side note, he did very well with the African American community. I can't help but think that, as much as Bill de Blasio, justifiably or not, terrified the wealthy in this city, the uber wealthy, I think Spitzer there was so much animus towards him from big money that I imagine, I wouldn't be surprised if they were, I mean, God knows doing what on a sort of a very under-the-radar level.